Hi, this is Morley and this is the M-Wire. In this video, we are going to look at Pennsylvania as well as other latest developments as far as Mr. Trump's election battle continues. Thank you to my new subscribers. A big shout out to you. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. That would greatly help fight the censorship as well as support the channel. So in Pennsylvania, a judge has deemed that all these mail-in ballots are likely unconstitutional. There are apparently only 4 circumstances in which you can use mail-in ballots, but they just went and threw out the rules and decided that any mail-in ballot is good. There are apparently hundreds of thousands of ballots that were mailed in. Some actually they received before the postmark date. Yeah, you go figure that one out. So these ballots are going to be rendered invalid. I'm very confident in this. There's no doubt in my mind, actually, once this gets to the Supreme Court, which in all likelihood is where this is going to end up. Pennsylvania is notorious for voter fraud, people. I'm not just saying that either. Mr. Giuliani has even said this as well. There are more cases of voter fraud overall over the years than any other state in the union. So it stands to reason that there are more people in Pennsylvania that are incarcerated for voter fraud than any other state in the union. It is the epicenter of voter fraud, if you will. What happens if you get caught cheating on an exam in university? You are disqualified. It's not like you can say sorry and take the exam next week. What happens if you're an Olympic athlete and you're caught cheating in the Olympics? You're stripped of your medal. You're disqualified. It's not like you can say sorry and rerun the race. Why is this any different? This is all likely going to end up going to the state legislature. And as we know, since they had the meeting on Wednesday of this week as to how they will vote, I suppose I should be used to it by now, but even though it's days later, the mainstream media has yet to even show one person testifying at that state legislature hearing. Not one. These are the same people that keep asking for evidence for the voter fraud, and then when you show it to them, their only question is where's the evidence? It couldn't be more obvious that they're complicit in this if they tried. It's so glaring, it's not even funny anymore. Speaking of state legislatures, in Arizona tomorrow, they're going to have another one similar to what we saw in Gettysburg. So we're going to hear more of dumping ballots, ballots arriving in the dead of night, ballots with signatures that don't match. It will be more of the same people. This voter fraud is so widespread. I think the Trump campaign, if they had the time, could probably spend the next couple of years proving it. But that isn't going to be necessary. There is just so much evidence, and when it gets to the Supreme Court, because that's probably where all this is going to end up, it will be proven. It can't be denied at this point. Let's just say that. There's just more evidence mounting by the day that there was so much procedural error within this election that it's not even funny. I saw an interview today with Jenna Ellis of Trump's legal team, and she's throwing around words like irrevocably compromised. And that's exactly what she's referring to. All the procedural error, all the things that the state legislatures and the election watchdogs and everything that we're supposed to be doing, that they just tossed out the window and basically said, well, we'll just kind of do whatever we want. Well, there's just one glaring problem with that. The Constitution says that you can't just do whatever you want. And this just came in today, folks. Judge Timothy Batten in Georgia has ruled that all Dominion voting machines must be frozen, meaning they can't be tampered with, they can't be erased, nothing can be done with them. And the reason for that is Sidney Powell's epic lawsuit against the state of Georgia, where she contends that there was mass manipulation by foreign entities, namely Iran and China. She is contending that the corruption goes all the way up the scale to the Secretary of State and the very governor of Georgia himself, Mike Kemp. These are extremely serious allegations. Hopefully she can prove this in court, because I'd like to think that somebody like Sidney Powell wouldn't make allegations like this without having concrete proof. If she can even prove that some of these allegations are true, this is going to blow the lid right off this thing. I mean, it'll be investigated in every state whether there was cybercrime related to the elections, because it's pretty fishy that the election results are being counted offshore. How does a person not see that as suspicious? Why are the results for an American election tabulated in a server in Germany? This definitely arouses suspicion. There's no way you can look at it any other way, really. Suffice to say, for future elections, I think it's a foregone conclusion that the results should be tabulated right here on American soil. I will say this, if these allegations are even remotely true, this is going to put a whole new spin on this entire investigation. We're not just talking about manual voter fraud anymore by ballot harvesting, which in some states is actually legal, but most states it's not. But we're talking about foreign entities interfering in an American election. Well, I'm going to keep you posted as the things develop. Thank you for coming along to my video. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so, as that would greatly help out the channel and fight the censorship. Thank you, and God bless.